Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. My name is DZ, and we come to you Monday through Friday, 11:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, don't adjust your dials. Ben didn't get taller. He didn't lose hair. It's DZ here. So Ben he traveled early. He's setting the groundwork for us, right?
Yeah, he's actually probably traveling right now.
Oh, well, maybe he's even flying the plane. Who knows? I don't know. You never know with that guy. He's all over the place. But yeah, I'll be hosting tomorrow morning as well. And then we're going to have ATB tonight, no ATB tomorrow. And then we'll do some on-remote location stuff starting Wednesday. Maybe we'll try to do a remote ATB. That'll be interesting to see how it happens. So, yeah. Hair check. Come on now. I just got a fresh fade. Got a fresh fade. All right.
Good for
all right.
Miami.
There, we got that out of the way. Okay, You happy? All right, let's check out big news. We just dropped a really good video last night. You guys, you got to check this out. This is our World Economic Forum video. We put in a lot of work. It's really doing good. We're over 100,000 views so far. You will own nothing and be happy. This is going over, of course, Charles Schwab, World Economic Forum. And did you...
Klaus Schwab.
Klaus, not Charles. Yeah, Klaus Schwab, sorry. Hey, I gave him the Americanized version of that name. But have you seen all the World Economic Forum people that are also at Bitcoin Miami?
Yeah, they definitely have a presence in a lot of different areas. And it's been very interesting for us the more we research this to find out the layers of, I don't know if you want to call it infiltration or whatever you want to call it. They've definitely got their acolytes all over. Yeah,
I was really distressed. It was Noel Harari, I think that's his first name, or Yuval Harari. Either way, the author, Harari, I was like, that guy too? But sometimes they just get the top thinkers. You don't know if these people want you to eat crickets. Maybe, you got someone, hey, we'll give you $500,000 and you come speak of our thing and we'll pay for everything. People are going to do it. It doesn't mean they want you to eat crickets, but maybe they do. I don't know. I don't want to eat crickets. I'm not eating crickets. You know what I ate last night? A red steak. Good old American beef right there. I don't know. Maybe the cow's Canadian. Who knows? But let's check out the Instagram here. If you're not following BitBoy_crypto, make sure you're doing that. We're almost at 450,000. I don't want to say more importantly, but definitely check out the NFT Alpha. We already have scammers, but we're only at 1116. So let's get that up. You can see, little memes. We put out some memes. We put out some funny videos. Point of view when the NFT you minted was a scam. Oh, poor Justin. It'll be okay. What am I doing over here? I was like, what am I doing? Like an Elvis impression? Like, achy breaky. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying. For some reason, those videos that Justin does that are just slow-mo close-ups of his face, they make me laugh so much. Yeah,
it's his face. He has a funny face. In a good way. Not like funny weird. Like funny haha. Pluto Alliance meetup in Miami. You know it. We're going to figure out the details. Me and Justin both are going to be there. We'll make sure we'll do some...
So should they, obviously the Pluto Alliance Twitter, but NFT Alpha Twitter, keep an eye on those and turn on notifications if you're going to be in Miami, because I'm sure that's where, if you guys do a meetup, it'll be a Twitter notification.
Love the new fade to bald. All right, that was good.
Wow.
That was good. That was funny. All right. I said I got it out of the way. You almost instigated me to, I'm moving forward here. If you check out my Twitter, this is DZ_BTC. Careful, there's a triple E that still hasn't been taken down. I'm trying to get them taken down, but you can see the NFT Alpha Twitter here. Make sure you're following that. And like, TJ said, have those notifications on. Who knows? We're definitely going to be out there. But also, oh man, they already changed the top picture.
Now click it.
Hit merch.
Click the button.
Yeah. It's. I was feeling all special.
There you go.
Yeah, look who it is. You can get some pretty sick merch. Maybe you'll see us wearing some of this at Bitcoin Miami. So.
Yes.
Clothing's coming soon. Don't worry, Pluto Alliance, clothing's going to be coming. There's a hint of a Cardano drop, and we're going to make sure we reward the Pluto people who are in the Discord. Get them the heads up on that. But yeah, and last but not least, yeah, we're talking Bitcoin conference. I'm ready. It's my second time going. I went last year, had a really good time. The sun will beat down on you mercilessly. Those who haven't been, just be prepared, just be prepared. You know what? You probably last week, you should have got that base tan because you're definitely going to have hardcore tan line on the back of your neck. It's going to beat down. It's going to beat down hard. Are you ready? Do you got your sunblocker? Do you wear SPF anything?
I'm ready because I did go get my base tan a week or two ago, and that's why I did it. So now, no, I don't need any SPF blocker, but yeah, I'm prepared.
I'm prepared. I'm not wearing sunscreen. Okay. No. All right. My last name's Valdez, ends in a Z. I'd be doing my ancestors dirty if I wore a bunch of SPF stuff. Plus, isn't that stuff? I don't know. How many chain link? I bought 0.4 over the weekend. No, I actually accidentally bought the top last weekend. I aped into a coin and didn't check, and I just DCA'd and bought the top. I bought some Cody. I've been DCAing 1,000 Cody. It was $150, $180. I DCA'd last week. I just hit the button, 1,000. It's Coinbase. I don't have to, they're going to rip me off anyways. I just hit buy. All of a sudden it said $330. I was like, oh my God, I just bought the top. I bought the top. So, but you know what? I'm long-term bullish on the Cardano ecosystem. So yeah, I end up getting some Cody.
BJ would be proud.
I should have just bought my 0.4 chain link. That's all I'm going to say. Four, he gets 4. All right, let's look at the market watch here. We have the market cap. Look at that, $2.1 trillion, looking pretty good. Dominance, we got 40%, 40.8. ETH climbing back up to 20%. Gas at 47. If we look at the charts, 46,000. Ethereum looking at 3468.
Refresh. I think that might be.
Okay, yeah. Let's get some new data here. I thought that was a little.
There we go.
Yeah. I shouldn't have refreshed. Now I'm more bearish. All right, 45,661. Maybe we see a little bit of a pump going into the conference. I would like to see that. Solana, look at that. People taking profits, but it's looking green. That Cardano looks like trying to stay above $1.20 there. I would like to see that. Polkadot down over 4%. Avalanche down over 4%. So some of these L1s taking a hit, except for Cardano. So look at Cardano doing pretty good there. Now, I'm not Frankie. I'm going to do my best impression. However, not my favorite mouse. I got the little clicker here. You can maybe even hear it. But yeah, looks like here, I want to look. All right, this is the daily candle. I want to look at the 4-hour, see what we got going on. Okay. Ooh, oscillator heading down. The money flow is green, but that doesn't look like it's going to be green for a while. It can, however, if you look right here, money flow went down real low and then it popped back up. So, are we going to pop back up? Are we going to go into the negative? Obviously, we don't want to go into the red. You see how long it was in the red there. So, several weeks. So if we go back to the daily, though, I want to look at these macro time frames. It was time to cool down. Will we get another leg up? It seems like we're getting pretty decent support. Money flow is heavy in the green there. Let's look at this weekly. Okay, the weekly's looking all right. Although we do have the VWAP, we're coming down. Let's look at a little, I thought we had Ethereum up, but I do want to kind of look at Ethereum. Actually, you know what? Let's look at Cardano. Cardano's doing good. Cardano's looking fine. Is it time for a sign for more upward action? I don't know. That is looking good. It looks like the people are ready to get back to that $2 range, maybe. You know what I mean? We're hovering around 3. It felt pretty good. We got some old lines here. I don't know what that's all about, but you see it hitting right around $3, going above $3. Had that, basically that little bit of that $2 range. Again, never underestimate the psychological barriers. I think if we can hold, past $1.50, I see $2 Cardano basically right around the corner if we can get past $1.50. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on Cardano? I know it's $3. Did you take enough profit? Are you still bullish on the system?
Yeah, it's funny you ask. I was actually having this same thought over the weekend. It moved up a little bit. And I was like, what was the all-time high? 3 something I knew. And it's moving up towards that $1.25 range, which is a really good kind of local area to get that support. But yeah, I'm still bullish long-term on Cardano for sure. It's definitely one of the projects that keeps decentralization at its core, I feel like. Haven't been as impressed, I don't think, with the, like when smart contracts launched. I think everybody was waiting to see like an explosion of new applications. And I think you see with developers, that stuff takes time. It isn't just going to be a huge wave of half of the Ethereum developers moving over to Cardano and saying, forget Ethereum. They're already ingrained in that ecosystem. They have stuff set up, and it all works together. So I'm still long-term bullish on Cardano for sure as a strong layer one, just due to their experience and their time in the space. But yeah, it's a good reminder that it takes longer than we all want it to see that culmination of all their efforts really play out in real tangible utility.
That and a lot of their accomplishments are kind of going under the radar. I forget his last name, a guy named Alessander. He was the founder of Space Buds. He's also the founder of the JPEG. No, not JPEG store, but the Nami wallet and the Space Buds marketplace. So he's doing all types of cool things, behind the scenes, but just doesn't really get the love that, like everyone knows MetaMask, but not everyone knows, Nami wallet and whatnot. Tips you have for buying rental real estate using crypto profit stablecoins. This is right up your alley.
Yeah, we'll grab that for the Q&A.
All right. Yeah, get your questions in, and towards the end we try to make sure we have a little time for a little Q&A. Yeah. All right, back to the Bitcoin markets. We do have illiquid supply closed to a new all-time high. Here's what it could mean. Of course, this is coins available to essentially be traded here. 63% of the total supply remains illiquid for the last year, which is 0.3% short of a new all-time high, in addition to long-term held supply increasing. I think this number will just continue to go up. As data provided by Will Clemente suggests, supply has not moved in over a year is increasing. People like them long-term hodls. While we might consider a rise in illiquid supply negative in terms of a traditional economy, the spike in coins unspent would lead to a progressive price increase of an asset, according to the simple law of supply and demand. I don't know why people would consider a rise in illiquid supply negative, but I guess it's bad for a market, because there's less transactions. But yeah, when people are diamond handing, it's definitely good for the price action. Since less supply is available for trading, holding, and using while demand remains the same, the price of the asset will most likely rise over time. I definitely think Bitcoin is going to go up and to the right. You zoom out. Following the 4-month correction on the market, it's finally exited the long-term range, in which has been moving from the 45 to 37 for approximately almost 2 months. Thanks to the inflows, it could regain over 20% to its value in less than a month. Right now, we're looking at the price really closer to like 45.6. So remains above every short and midterm resistance previously existed on the chart. So we're seeing a little bit of positive action. Again, we talked about this on ATB. I kind of want to know your take. We always see these pumps leading into a crypto conference. Why do you think that is? Do you think there's whales manipulating the price? Do you think it's just a coincidence? Do you think, if anything, you would maybe expect it to go down as people sell a little Bitcoin for some spending money, to maybe eat at buy a $20 bottle of water in Miami, or, that $50 parking fee in that Miami parking lot with the guy with the rusty shiv in the corner. People, you would think they pull some profit. Why do you think is it just a coincidence?
I think you could make the case for both directions. I would say they're likely. We see whale address moving around these times, so there's definitely whale movements. I think if you want to think about any time an industry is really, really small, and we might be getting beyond that at this point because it is growing exponentially. But anytime there's a small group of what do you want to call it, industry insiders, and they're all getting together, you're all hyping each other up, you're getting excited about each other's projects, you're telling each other about big investments and big investors coming into the space. You could see where there would be a little local hype around an asset when the whole industry is talking about it. That being said, it seems to be priced in a little bit, and that could be insider whales taking advantage of that fact. They know everybody's going to be getting together. They know there's some big money that's new to Bitcoin, and they're at this conference. They're getting excited. So, for example, last year was when we knew the big news. We didn't know, but we had a pretty good feeling. There'd been all this talks about El Salvador. We had a feeling it was going to get announced at the conference. So you kind of see this hype and all this stuff get built up. And then Elon Musk kind of fuds Bitcoin right there in the middle of the conference, and that wiped the whole thing. So How much of that was people writing it up beforehand? Was it an intentional for him to FUD it during then? Who knows? Could all be coincidence, but most likely probably not. So,
there's rumors of a new country going to be announced. Have you heard anything? I'm not asking you to share. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, we talked. I mean, don't hold me to this, but I've heard whispers about Brazil, which would be a pretty major one.
That would be big. It's not a small GDP.
No, it's very
critical, populated as well too,
in the world of geopolitical economics when it comes to food supply and some of that kind of stuff. They're definitely a big part of world trade. So if they were to be getting involved, it would be major. That being said, a lot of times you hear hype about this stuff, and then it turns out it's somebody, much less globally included. But either way, any country adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet is major. I do anticipate seeing another announcement this conference. So.
Yeah, so it's going to be we're going to be keeping an eye on that. One last thing on the market watch before we talk about Twitter here. Cardano adding about 5% back to the top 7, passing XRP, passing Luna. Kind of brought this up on ATB. There's going to be, we got a little fight. We got to fight around this $40 billion market cap. They're all, roughly less than, I think, 10% within each other. So we're going to see some movement. I like the little battle we got going. Took a swing at 47,000, but failed in his track, retraced around a couple thousand, around $1,000. Most are untypically stable, aside from Cardano. Cardano charting some impressive daily increases. It failed to continue its upward movement. Consolidated, this is talking about Bitcoin, around the 47, 48. But, I mean, we do have Cardano, making that little bit of a move up. It looks like it's getting back into the top 7. Ethereum marking a 3-month high, also looking, pretty good on the price action there, 3,500. Looks like we're seeing BNB, Doge, Shiba all moving slightly into the green. In contrast, Solana, Terra, Ripple, Avalanche, Polkadot, and Crow have produced minor price declines. Interestingly enough, these were all hot, 12 months ago. I guess Shiba a little more like 9. Solana, Terra, these were all more hot within the last 6 months. So, I mean, I think these were approaching, the overbought levels. These were overbought, closer to 12 months ago. So they're going to have a little bit more extra room to move up. Cardano is the biggest gainer of the top 10 in the digital assets with 5% increase, sitting at about $1.20. Moonbeam has surged the most, followed by Oasis, Mina, and Bora. So still stands above 2.51 trillion. I'm assuming these are in the top 100 coins. So, these are the ones that you see floating above the 80. So you'll see them popping in, popping out. But yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a good price action. I am glad I became a Cardano lover. I was never a hater. I was just on the sidelines because it didn't do anything. I mean, you can argue at me, oh, they were building. But for a consumer, it is, besides a wallet, besides staking, then it's just done. There wasn't really anything to keep people excited. Okay, they had Space Buds, they had Clays. Shout out to the Clay Nation, really blowing up lately. But yeah, I mean, now there's a whole full-fledged ecosystem running around on Cardano. I'm excited to take part in it. And shout out to Clay Nation teaming up with Snoop Dogg. Have you seen that? Do you think that's going to get any kind of resurgence?
I was just about to ask you that. Speaking of things to get excited about, clearly, as we all learned on Friday, Snoop Dogg, far and away the most recognizable person on the planet. No questions asked. Everybody loves Snoop Dogg. With him coming to the Cardano ecosystem, has that been confirmed, or is he just?
Yeah, no, they have a Spaces soon. It's going to be Charles Hoskinson and Snoop Dogg in the same Twitter Spaces. This is going to definitely, just the announcement got a big, nice spike. Okay. I think the Spaces will increase that spike. I think it'll be even more. I think Clay Nation is, looking at it was around 1,500 and it's almost done a 3x. It's right now it's priced above a ETH. I think it's around 1.3 in ETH terms. So it's seen a huge increase. But as we've seen with Azuki on Ethereum, just because it has a huge pump doesn't mean it can't just continue. But I think some of the other lesser known blue chips, I think Space Buds might still have a little pump. And I think some of the lower ones below Clay Nation might have a little pump, whether that's Shield Kongs, Boss Cats, Pixels. I mean, there's some strong blue chips. I'm not like trying to pump any of my bags or anything. These are just probably known as some of the stronger projects. So I think they're all actually seeing a nice little increase. So Maybe hunt, maybe watch some of that old NFT alpha videos when we go over some of the legacy blue chip projects on Cardano. Might be time for another one. I don't know. I feel like I got to double down more on Cardano with the Snoop thing.
Yeah.
And hey, maybe Snoop will be on the show. We'll try to get Snoop on.
That'd be
Let us know if you hit that like button if you want Snoop Dogg to find out about the show. The best way to make that happen, smash that like button, elbow drop your keyboard, maybe do the Hulk Hogan leg drop, and then the YouTube algorithm will have no choice but to throw it on Snoop Dogg's feed. So go ahead, hit that like button. But let's talk a little, speaking of Twitter spaces, let's talk a little Twitter. Did you see this news? I used to own Twitter stock. I sold it probably 2 years ago, all in on crypto, baby. I'm never getting out of crypto. But Twitter shares jump as Elon takes a 9.2% stake in the social media giant. Did you see this one coming after he was hinting with the tweets? I didn't. I did not see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either. I didn't hear about it till I came in this morning. I asked Johnny, what's the big story? And he gave me this one. And I was like, wow, okay. We didn't see that one coming at all. What's your take on it? I'm curious to hear your perspective.
I'm a lot more positive on Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk than Ben is. I think I'm unabashedly so. I think, I think they're both doing really great things. I think it was Naval Ravikant said it best. Jack Dorsey's Twitter is essentially, he has lost control of it. It's not like he gets to be the end all be all on whether or not they kick people off the platform. They obviously got in some hot water for kicking off Trump. Was it, I guess, a year and a half ago after, I think it was the January 6th thing that did it. But, he got a lot of heat for it. People were saying he's, pro censorship. I don't know if it's so much him, but, there's a culture within a company. And once you're past 1,000 employees, 5,000 employees, you can, I don't want to say lose control of your culture, but it can get bigger than yourself where it's not exactly easy wrangling in and getting everyone to see your way. I think he, what he's done for Bitcoin is great. I think what he's done for NFTs is great with the verified system on Twitter. So I like Jack Dorsey. I think he's a cool guy. I think what he's doing is, pretty good for the space period. And of course, Elon Musk, meme lord extraordinaire, doesn't really run a company poorly, I think many would say. I'm not looking at their finances like that. I don't know the boring company's, P&L sheet. But every time I hear the guy speak for anything more than 5 minutes, I'm like, holy crap, this guy's very, very, very sharp, very, very intelligent, sees things on second, third, fourth order principles, and basically has, he's playing on a different field than most people. So I think it's going to be huge for Twitter personally.
Yeah, I would be curious to hear the rest of the story before I make too many comments, but my first reaction when I heard it was, what basically if Jack Dorsey couldn't turn that ship and more or less had to back out and step away, he created it, how, it feels like he feels like Twitter's a little beyond saving at this point, which is why Jack's sort of backing away. I'd be curious to see how Elon thinks he's going to be able to turn that ship, basically try to pull Twitter back from the verge that it's on right now. I'd be interested to see. So let's maybe look at this story.
Well, real quick on that, I'll say this. There's two types of tech CEOs. There's the kind that you have a Mark Zuckerberg, you have a Jack Dorsey, where they worry about every single sentence they say from the perspective of a shareholder. Then you have the Elon Musk who will, say, go suck a boner, or your grandma's lame or something, what I mean? And he'll type that on Twitter and he just doesn't care. And next thing yeah, maybe Tesla stock falls 1%. He'll then double down and make a meme out of that and say, ha, ha, ha. So he just doesn't care. So I think he'll say things that Jack Dorsey might only think. That's my 2 cents. All right. So yeah, Twitter stock surged in pre-market trading on Monday after Musk revealed he had taken a stake in the company. This was days after he criticized them for failing to adhere to free speech principles. He's taken a 9.2% stake, according to the SEC filing. The price shot up from basically $39 to $49, up 25% in pre-market trading on the news. This comes after he had a discussion about its algorithms and whether they should be open source. I'm worried about de facto bias in the Twitter algorithm having a major effect on public discourse. He then tweeted a poll asking whether their algorithm should be open source. Dorsey replied, the choice of which algorithm to use or not use should be open to everyone. Musk also had concern. I mean, that's a pro, he's basically saying, I don't know, this kind of signaling like, Yeah, that's not even my decision.
Right.
Musk also had concerns about whether Twitter is maintaining free speech on his platform. That is a good question to ponder. Also criticized Twitter's use of spending engineering resources on integrating NFTs, boo, as opposed to fixing other issues on his platform. Twitter is spending engineering sources on this BS, while crypto scammers are throwing a spam bot block party in every thread, he wrote. That is a good point, he wrote after it added NFT profile pictures. He's also been critical of social media in general. He tweeted, social media is a limbic amplifier, which inherently destabilizes civilization. That's just the road we're going down, and there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, AI algorithm, you got A/B testing. It's going to give you the tweet, the Facebook post, the Instagram picture that gets you more engaging, and what gets people more engaged than kind of riling them up. So I don't think that's, I think you want to get mad at people. I mean, you want to get mad at somebody, you just get mad at humanity for, choosing the A/B choice that you might not agree with. But I think, removing or trying to constrict their choices, that's a whole another can of worms. I mean, we've seen what TikTok has done. It's not verified by myself, but I've seen smart people say, different countries have different algorithms where they kind of point you in different directions. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, what is free speech? Is Twitter free speech? Do you consider getting kicked off Twitter a violation of free speech?
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it free speech. And I did see when he ran that poll, I believe when I happened to look at it, it was about 70-30 in the no category. Twitter does not, protect free speech. And after looking at that, I believe the reason he bought under 10% was for SEC reporting purposes and things like that. Obviously, that's a pretty major stake in the company, and you're going to have a seat at the table for a lot of decisions. But kind of what you alluded to there, Jack has been very heavy in the sense that, look, this is beyond my control. The board's doing what they want to do with this stuff. And I just have the sense that it's gotten so big, it's going to be hard to turn that rudder. And you're going to almost have to start at the bottom with a decentralized open source. I mean, a lot of people here in the chat are talking about something Dodger.WTF. I don't know if that's really going to be it. I mean, we've seen a lot of things come out and try to compete. I'd be a lot more interested in Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey teaming up on something new than trying to fix Twitter. Even though Twitter's great for a lot of things, I tend to agree with that article that the spam has gotten ridiculous. They could definitely police that much better, and they seem much more focused on short-term profits than long-term product. I think that's going to be their downfall.
Yeah, that is the downfall of the fiduciary responsibility to shareholders on a quarterly basis. It just seems to head in that direction no matter what the company is, unless you get a really, really strong CEO. First time chat, Bitcoin to 20K. Hey. Oh, okay, sure. You couldn't say to 100K. That's your first chat, and then that's what you come at us with. Hey, you know what? I hope you're wrong.
His name is Toxic THC Gamer.
Yeah. I mean, that's what is XQC not on? You can't watch someone with 6 consoles. All right, let's talk a little sandbox here. Ledger partners with the Sandbox to promote crypto education in the metaverse. Now, why would someone choose this over YouTube? I mean, that I don't know. We're probably not there yet, but Ledger has partnered with Sandbox to promote its education in the virtual world. Announced the news at NFC conference. This was on Monday. Said new partnership aims to bring security into Sandbox's world and also provide Ledger with a place in Sandbox to help educate people about crypto. I mean, I don't know if this is really going to translate. If you honestly, you want to worry about a Ledger wallet and, you're worried about getting your crypto stolen, and are you really going to go into Sandbox to learn about Ledger? I mean, if you're that sophisticated, you probably already know how. So I think this is more of an advertising vehicle for them as more and more people maybe, hopefully spend time in Sandbox. You're like, oh, Ledger. You just keep seeing it like a Super Bowl ad or a little banner on a baseball, field. You got the wall with the running ads. Just get the name out. I think this is just advertising much more so than any kind of real utility. Ledger did tell Cointelegraph the company plans to announce more details about the partnership at a later date. And of course, Ledger is one of the largest providers of hardware crypto wallets or USB devices designed to store users' private keys. We can't say this enough, folks. never trust a used ledger, never trust eBay, even Amazon for a ledger. Always order from the website. Always, 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 because people will be able to steal your crypto if you use a used one. So just a heads up. And even then, like, you got to be worried about buying it. Oh, it says new on Amazon. Well, they could reseal the package. So just always, 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 just too much money at stake here to not do anything else. So I was like, why 20K Bitcoin? Why not $200 Bitcoin?
Yeah, why not?
Bitcoin's $200. What are you doing?
I guess I'm buying all those Bitcoin.
You know what I'm doing? I've already spent my money on the previous 37 falling knife dips. Okay, Bitcoin's $200. I am tapped out. You see the meme with the guy like the pocket sticking out? That's me at that point for sure. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I DCA'd 30 weeks in a row, and I'm just Lakers are trash, bro. Okay, I guess we got a little basketball debate happening. DZ feels about his Lakers. I just like the purple hat. I'm not a Lakers fan. You know, Hawks, Atlanta. I got to rep the ATL teams now. You know what I mean? I was actually at the Hawks game, courtside, second row. Great game, great experience. Trae Young crushed it.
You went the other night when they played the Nets, right?
Yeah. The second to last home game. Great game. That was really good game. I was actually getting really into it, and I hope they make the playoffs now. I know it's really close. Have they had a Sunday game since? Are they?
I'm not sure.
Further?
I don't follow it close enough. I know they basically had to run the table to get into that 9th, 10th spot. So I think if I had to guess, they probably will slide in there and then get knocked out not long after. But you never know.
Typically, 8th seed doesn't really go on to win it.
No.
You know, you're coming out the gate facing the number 1 team. So yeah, it's going to be tough for them. But all right, speaking of Trezor, we got Ledger and Trezor here. Informed its users that MailChimp Insider is behind the latest phishing attack to steal funds stored in their wallets after compromising a mailing list. Announced they're investigating the email phishing campaign that targeted its users this weekend. It was used to send fake notifications of data breaches and tried to steal funds from wallets. Started when several users took to Twitter to reveal about receiving emails to download an app from the Trezor.us domain. However, the official Trezor domain names happens to be .io. Company later confirmed the email addresses which were compromised belonged to those users whose sub-4 newsletters hosted on MailChimp, the email marketing service provider we actually use, I believe. Mm-hmm. It further asked users to download the latest Trezor suite to set up a new seed phrase on their hardware wallet. Email also contains the download latest version button, which directs users to a phishing site where upon entering the seed, they lose all funds. Wait a minute, you tell me after I type in my seed phrase, I lose my money? Never type your seed phrase, people. Never type your seed phrase. Yeah. You'll never have any of us ever message you. I'll never message you saying, how is your trade going? Ben will never message you asking how your trade's going. TJ's not going to message you asking how your trade's going. Frankie Candles, he might if you're in his Discord, but he's actually wondering how your trade is going. He's not going to try to say, I'll trade for you or anything like that. But
and I will say, we generally say, it's pretty safe to have your coins on exchanges and stuff, but it is getting more and more relevant as time goes on. Not your keys, not your coins. That was something, I don't think it's on the rundown, but Canadian Coinbase users were getting the email over the weekend, more or less stating, if you're going to be withdrawing something from your Coinbase account that exceeds 1,000 Canadian dollars, they want full KYC information on where you're sending it to. So that's going to get more and more prevalent as time goes on. They're going to regulate the on-ramps and off-ramps much more strictly. That's the only way they can control crypto. So as time goes on, it will be more important for you guys to self-custody through a Trezor, through a Ledger, or a variety of other options. But obviously, anytime you're doing that, be very careful.
I saw a Bitcoin ATM. Got a haircut. I'm not going to reveal. Did a haircut. You have to pay cash. So I had to go next door into the Cloud9 shop. What a
must have been
adventure that was.
Classy barber shop there.
It's in a pretty crappy strip mall. Hey, I love my barber shop. There are like 2 that are like into crypto there. Not you, not the ones that cut my hair. You guys are great. That one guy, no. But yeah, they had a Bitcoin, and I always thought you could only buy. But you can also sell Bitcoin, receive cash. Do you know what kind of KYC they have, like with dollar amounts? I got a KYC for $20, or is there a limit where I do?
Yeah, there's usually a limit. It depends on the ATM, but it can be anywhere from $600 to $2,500 usually. So that you can get a fair amount for small transactions, no KYC through ATMs.
That's, you know what? If I'm overseas, I'm like living in Thailand or something. I could live on $500 a day. I'll pull out 500 Bitcoin a day. Bitcoin.
Exactly. Right? To be fair, that is probably one of the main utilities of Bitcoin ATMs is non-KYC small transactions.
Always support your stores that got the Bitcoin ATMs. I know there's one intersection when I head to Alex's that there's 2 stores. One has a Bitcoin ATM. I go to that one, and every now and then I try to let them know, like, hey, appreciate you. I'll have a little Bitcoin ATM here. Thank you. What you're doing. All right, well, let's talk a little ARK Invest. Speaking of Bitcoin here, Kathy Wood, Federal Reserve interest hikes a big mistake, she is saying. Series of tweets, she said that the U.S. Central Bank was playing with fire with its planned rate adjustments. Last month, it increased the rate by increasing it marginally from 0.25 to 0.5. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make much of a difference to most consumers. We're still suffering from epic inflation of almost 8%, where real inflation, we all know, is above 10%. 2-year bond yield rose above that of the 30-year for the first time since 2007, following a strong jobs report on April 1st. I was educating myself a little bit on the reversing yields of the 2-year, the 10-year, and it does get a little bit complicated, but essentially there's a lot of indicators saying, there's going to be some pain and hardships on the road ahead of us. And then when we look at, what's happening in fertilizer prices, just be careful. 2022 is going to be an epic year or the financial market. It's good, bad. I mean, that remains to be seen. We were talking about that Ray Dalio video. That didn't make me more bullish for this year. That is all I'm going to say. It was, I don't know. I'm starting to learn Mandarin. I'm just kidding. All right. All right. She added, it's gone back to levels that followed the first financial crisis of 2008 and is not far from its all-time lows in the 80s when inflation and interest rates were in double digits. Of course, when we had a little stagflation under Reagan, Federal Reserve is pretty much out of options and needs to bring interest rates back up. However, a recession does look inevitable at this point. I like how they just have gold bug. Peter Schiff responded. I feel like that should be 2 words, but I guess gold bug's a thing. I'm a crypto bug. Responded to that saying the Fed has waited too long to raise rates, adding, yes, we are headed to recession, but the Fed should raise rates anyway as inflation will get worse. Well, if there's anything that made me think we're not heading to inflation, it's Peter Schiff saying, oh, God. Peter Schiff says something is probably going to be the opposite. But as long as it's not about Bitcoin or gold, I mean, the guy got to where he is for a reason. It's, I guess it's mostly just being a joke on crypto Twitter, now that I think about it. Is he that smart? I don't know. I'm sure he's a sharp guy. I don't know his macroeconomic views outside of gold and Bitcoin. But, he's saying, we are heading to a recession. Investors often look towards stored value or safe haven assets. Gold is, did he write this? Gold is the most popular asset of this type in the world, has gained 5% since the beginning of the year, currently trading about $1,900 an ounce. So, you know what? If you like precious metals, this is what I do. I want to have physical metal just in case we are in some, apocalyptic scenario. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think I'm going to be soon. But I buy troy ounce silver. You get an ounce. I don't know what an ounce of silver is. It's historically between $20 and $50, probably around 30 if I had to guess. But yeah, I mean, that they're cool, they're small. Gold's really expensive. You know what I mean? Like one of those coins, those little ounce coins are, basically like that big. I mean, that's $2,000 just for a little coin. It's silver, you get a bunch of it. And if you look at the ratio of silver to gold in the earth, I mean, I don't know, it seems a little more favorable. The only problem is it's been basically people selling silver that they don't have, pushing down the price just with the silver speculators, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Chase. I think a lot of them, have their hand in manipulating that market. There's people who know a lot more about it than I do, but I just like to buy a little silver here. People saying buy brass instead of silver, also a good metal. Also a good metal to buy there.
Never,
you know what we're talking about.
Never hurts to buy bullets either.
Yeah, that was the brass.
Yeah.
That's the brass I'm in. Yeah. I didn't know if I could say the B word.
I just say it because that's what I buy.
Mind Your Biz says it like every other episode he's on anyway. So all right, let's talk a little 1400 Ether. This is of course the giant hack. Ether from Ronin Exploit is moved to Tornado Cash. More than 2,000 were moved Monday from addresses connected to the over $500 million heist. About 70% passing to the privacy tool. Ronin's, of course, the hack, we kind of covered it, but they moved 1,400 Ether to Tornado Cash Monday morning. That's this morning. The main address associated with the exploit sent 2,000, labeled Ronin Bridge Exploiter 8 on the tracking tool Etherscan, early Asian hours. Sent to it over 14 transaction. The moved value was over 5 million at the time of writing. Enhances the privacy transaction by breaking the on-chain link between a source and its destination address. Allows exploiters and hackers to mask their addresses while withdrawing illicitly gained funds. Over 600 over 600 Ether valued at 2 million remains in one of the wallets at writing time. And of course, they have in excess of 170,000 valued over 600 million at this time. So they're moving it. They're trying to, hide it through Tornado Cash. Tornado Cash, you go in there, it supposedly tries to hide it. But when we talk about large amounts, blockchain analysts, they still find it out. I think they throw a little AI tracking tool on there, and they will find it. It's kind of like the Bitcoin ATM machine. You're going to have to do 1 ETH a day. Like if you really want to try to hide it with Tornado Cash, you do 1 ETH a day. I don't know. I'm not a developer, but you're going to be a lot more likely to get away with it than if you're trying to do $5 million a day. Because we've seen it, hack after hack, where they, got the hackers targeting power companies and such. They'll put it through Tornado Cash and they still find them. So when you're doing large amounts, Tornado Cash isn't what, Elizabeth Warren thinks it is, some sort of shadowy way for hackers to obfuscate their funds. It doesn't work that way. It's Tornado Cash is probably ran by central bankers. You know what? Who knows? Could be CIA. I don't know. Did CIA enter the chat? I'm just kidding, CIA. If you actually do run it, I'm sorry to blow up your spot. But yeah, it's not the big end all be all, like hide all your crypto that people think it is.
Yeah, it's a mixer similar to other Bitcoin mixers, and yeah, generally works somewhat like simple money laundering more or less. So I would not recommend any of you guys to send any of your crypto to any type of mixer unless you know what you're doing and you're willing to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, if you want to hide your link, you can send it to me, dz.eth, and I'll mix it into my funds. So that's kind of a mixer. All right. Just chain link, just 0.04. All right. You don't got to send me 4. You don't got to send me 0.4. Just send me 0. You know what? Watch one day. I'm gonna add link to my MetaMask because all my links on my Coinbase. I'm gonna add link. It's gonna be like some link there. People are like, hey man, but read the message. A little message on there. All right. Let's talk a little post-merge Ether. Post-merge Ether would be a commodity-linked bond, could rally to 10K. So says the BitMEX founder. Of course, they're talking about the upcoming upgrades happening to the Ether chain here. The founder of crypto spot derivatives, BitMEX, says Ether drawing up 5-digit price by the end of the year, saying when the dust settles, it'll be trading north of 10,000. Impending merge between the mainnet and the Beacon chain proof of stake system to happen by in June. I mean, that's what researchers are expecting. This is crypto. That would be very bullish. Last month, developers successfully launched the testnet. In other words, the staked Ether becomes a revenue-generating asset similar to fixed income security, such as a government bond. The non-staked Ether would perhaps still have the commodity-like function. Gas is the fee or pricing model required to successfully conduct a transaction, so it's going to lower that, of course. Native rewards issued to validators in the form of the ETH-based issuance network fees for staking ETH is going to render it a bond. And of course, to stake ETH, you need to have at least 32 ETH. They do have, like on Coinbase, you can do, just a fraction of Ethereum, and then they'll do it for you. I still think there's going to be huge selling pressure once they unlock that on Coinbase and the other exchanges. According to Hayes, the classification is Ether as a bond could see money managers take on exposure to the second largest crypto. If we convince the fiduciaries that the classification of ETH is a bond rather than a currency, then a whole new set of fiduciary clowns can be mentally primed to allocate into the ecosystem. Is he bullish about these people, or is he calling them wait a minute, is he bullish on 10K, or is he saying we're dumb if we buy at that price? According to Hayes, for investors to lose money on a 5-year Ether local currency bond, the price would have to decline by nearly 30%, assuming an 11.5% yield. Investors can sell a 1-year ETH USD futures contract to hedge the downside risk. Broker quoted me a mid-market premium of 6.9%. Nice. That means to hedge my local currency ETH bond, I would actually receive income. I do think more and more people are going to get excited with, ETH, and, especially with inflation. I mean, you have the value of the dollar weakening. You go into these scarce, desirable assets. Not only are they earning, their own interest, you stake your ETH, you earn more ETH. The dollar weakens, so then, the price action also increases. So I don't have any stake 2.0. I'm an NFT degen. I got to be in the ecosystem. You know what I mean? I got to have that fresh, dry powder to deploy at any given second. So I mean, I have a couple liquidity pool plays, but I can get my ETH back in 2 minutes. So yeah, I'm not a long-term ETH 2.0 staker. What about you guys? You guys have a little bit more ETH where it's a little safer to do it.
We haven't set that up yet. It's actually something on our list of things to do as we're a lot closer to the merge. Similar to you, we talked about it beforehand. We had plenty of ETH, but once you send Ethereum to the Ethereum 2 contract, it's a one-way street, basically. So there was no bringing it back. So at the time, we wanted to get much closer to the merge so that we felt, confident about it more or less. And for the same reason you said, we wanted to have that liquidity and that access to get in and out of different things. But now that it's coming up to the merge, we're looking at setting up, our own node and running it for ETH2, which would basically be the similar function as mining Ethereum on ETH2 rather than.
Yeah, and, Michael Saylor lays out a really good case on why to not stake Bitcoin, try to get that 4%, 3%, 6%. He lays out a really good case on why it's not worth it. Because one is, the tax reasons, the tax implications. And then once you factor that in, and then you add the risk associated with it, it just ends up, maybe being too much of a headache once you get past a certain level.
Yeah. Especially for somebody like him when you're holding that much. The risk, obviously, of something happening to some of your stuff if you don't hold the keys obviously goes up dramatically.
Yeah.
But that's something nice about this Ethereum node is if you have at least 32 ETH, you can run your own node, still have access to your own keys, and still get returns on some of those things. So that's what we're looking to do as the year goes on.
People want to see my portfolio. Way overexposed in NFTs, mostly because I have a mutant ape that's now 25 ETH.
Hey, you guys
I have a bunch of other NFTs too. So
you'll have to put that together on the NFT Alpha channel. Justin portfolio reveal, DZ portfolio reveal, something like that.
Yeah,
be fun.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me go visit Tornado Cash first. I'm kidding. Iris, I'm joking. All right. Let's talk a little last story here. We got the XRP Key Hurdle. Key Hurdle sitting at 85 cents. Looks like we get past this, earlier in the episode, talking about those psychological barriers. Dollar, I think, is going to be the next level. After a sharp decline, Ripple price found support near the 78 cents. It traded as low as 78 cents, 0.19, and recently started a fresh increase. Price broke the 80 cent zone to enter a positive zone. Clear move above the 23.6 fib level of the downward move from the 91 cent swing high to the 78 cent swing low. However, the price faces a major hurdle at the 85 cent zone and the 55 simple moving average on the 4-hour candle. Price also failed near the 50% fib retracement level of the downward move from the 91 cents, and also a key bearish trend line forming with resistance at 84 cents on the 4-hour chart. You can see the downward action here. If you kind of get there, it looks like we maybe have a slight Bollinger Band system maybe going. Looks like around this level they're going to fight. It's now trading below 85 cents and the 55 simple moving average. Initial supports near the 82 cent level. Main support near the 80 cent level. And any more losses could lead toward the 78 cent level, maybe even the 75 cent level. I know I like my XRP around $1, so hopefully get that XRP up. I'm still sitting on some XRP. I need to basically dive into the XRP ecosystem with NFTs. We're looking at the Bored Ape XRP drop. It seems to be the hottest drop, by market cap. So just kind of checking out what, quote unquote, the blue chips might be, or whatever the most expensive NFTs are, figure out the system. I still got to get my, I call it Zoom wallet. I guess it's Zum, XUMM wallet. So I'll be basically becoming an XRP degen soon. Post Miami though. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. You know what? Maybe if you see me at Miami, you like XRP NFTs, come up to me, educate me about it. Maybe maybe I'll jump in right then and there. Or maybe at the hotel room. Or wait, I think I'm staying in an alley in a cardboard box. But there is going to be Wi-Fi because I'm near a coffee shop. So
okay,
I'll figure it out.
I was just curious what you're going to be jumping into in the hotel room.
My hot tub, because it's a lot of walking at that thing. My feet are going to be hurting. So that's the only thing I'll be walking into. But I think we got a little bit of time for some Q&A here. We're towards the end here.
Yep. I've got some questions. I didn't know if you had any quick hits on there, but if not,
the stable coin. I wouldn't mind learning about the Terra thing. Let's you know what, Duquan, what he's doing is just insane.
It's Doquan, by the way.
Do.
Yeah.
Oh
You got
God.
Ben saying do, and I had to fix that the other day, and he was like, "Where did I hear Duquan?" I guess it was DZ. So.
It's my fault. All right, Doquan says, "Die will die by his hand." Also joining the 4-Pole Alliance, according to the April 2 tweet by Quan. Curve wars are over. Of course, talking about curve finance. All emissions are going to the 4-Pole, he claimed, referring to the often heated race between protocols competing for the higher rewards on curve finance, a popular DeFi platform built on Ethereum. They do give you link yields on there. Comprised of the USDC and USDT stablecoins, 4-Pole is a new 4-token liquidity pool on Curve, which also includes UST of Terra and Frax Finance's Fraxcoin, aims to dominate Curve's stablecoin market with more than $21 billion in assets under management. Accomplishing this, he intends to sway investors away from 3-Pool, existing stablecoin pool that's already out. In the future, we will also direct emissions to other stablecoins that pair against the 4-Pool, not just 4-Pool itself. Goal is to starve the 3-Pool. It shall not be long. He's hoping to kill DAI here. Also hoping Terra, Frax, Redacted, and Olympus will use their significant holdings of Convex's CVX, a token that grants holders power to vote on the key curve decisions to bring deeper liquidity to 4-Pool. To date, 3-Pool has over a $3.3 billion. We're not talking about a small pool here, which has been dominated by DAI. However, according to observers, 4-Pool Alliance could change this. So, yeah, I mean, this is the big money basically runs what happens with these stable coins. I mean, it's Doquan and, the Curve Finance people, the maker, and, they're the ones really running things. And Coinbase, they can popularize USDC and they can do all that, but it's really, where's the transaction at? Where's the arbitrage happening at? Where's the action at? And Doquan, I wouldn't bet against the guy. I mean, he's single-handedly maybe making that 36, 37 level the bottom, that 36, 37K Bitcoin. I mean, he may single-handedly, that might be the last time you see mid-30s Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, I still... I'm not away from, I said 28.5. I think that's as low as we can go. I'm still kind of not, I don't say right out of the woods hitting that level. I don't think we'll ever hit 13. I don't think we'll ever hit below 20. My guess is 28.5 for the Bitcoin low. Worst case scenario, famine and, recession and everything. I think 28.5 is going to start strong buying pressure.
Yeah, I would agree. That's my number 2. I've learned, I will never say never at this point when it comes to Bitcoin, because if there is, like you're saying, that famine, crazy world scenario, sure, we could see Bitcoin hit.
I mean, honestly, and I hate to even speak in this. I mean, what Michael Saylor gets in a helicopter crash, that could create some sort of flash selling event or something.
I don't know. Maybe he goes down with the private keys and we've got even less Bitcoin on the market. So
bullish. Oh my God, that would be insane.
Let's not put.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Obviously,
fly safe.
Look,
Sailor.
If you're his helicopter pilot, mechanic.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Stick to boats. Sail away, buddy.
Sail away. All right.
All right, let's hit some Q&A. I know you were just talking about XRP NFTs. Did you see, or you were talking about some places? This question is...
Is Hologenic the only marketplace? It's the only one I know of. Again,
Okay.
I'm still a baby when it comes to XRP NFTs, but I do like the Hologenic marketplace. So I can look and see. I haven't really, no one's came to me and said, that Hologenic sucks, use this instead. And usually you'll see that when there is something that's like better. So I think it's the best, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. From Bernard here, he said, I've been using all my ETH and ADA to buy quality NFTs, looking for potential double opportunity for gains. What are your thoughts on that approach?
Oh, man. There's two strategies. Like, one is if it's expensive for a reason. With the Zuki would be a good example. It went from 10 and then 10 to 14 ETH. No one thought, oh, God, that's crazy. Next thing you know, it flips mutant apes. Now it's sitting around 27 ETH. So you get those like really, really good blue chips. Don't get those 0.1 ETH, 0.2 ETH. With Cardano, don't get those ones 100, 200, like ADA goats. That's in that price range. Maybe you could consider that one. But you're better off getting a Space Buds or a Clay in the thousands. And then, the blue chips are a blue chip for a reason. It'll be a slow but steady increase. The other strategy would play the mint game, man. See what's hot, try to mint, and then flip up with some mints. Also, buy when there's blood in the streets. You know what I mean? Yetis, right now they're down a little bit. The mandrills, right now they're down a little bit with Cardano. So, yeah, when everyone starts getting bearish, that's when you sweep the floor. And then don't be afraid to take profits, man. That's the number one thing. Also, buy 3. Don't never buy 1 of an NFT. 2's okay. You want to buy 3 to 5, and then you don't have that. Oh, I'm so attached to it. I don't want to sell it. It's rare, blah, blah, blah. Just be a heartless bass fecal matter when it comes to NFTs. Like, don't treat it like your baby. Just kick it out in the streets, sell it, make it make money for you.
So,
right.
Do you think the XRP Bored Apes will blow up?
It seems to be, I'm kind of torn. Yeah, I do. They look different than the Bored Apes, but I'm not a big fan of them using the name. I'll go ahead and say, but I don't think the XRP community cares about that.
Is it Yuga Labs or is it somebody else?
It's someone else. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is crypto. So I'm not a big fan. If I see like it looks exactly like a Michael Jordan jersey, I'm not a fan of that. If they literally have Nike checks on their shoes, that's when we're, you can't really hit that Yuga Labs level if you're doing those types of moves. But it doesn't mean it can't be worth 10K, 20K, It's just not going to be worth $250,000.
This is from Pun Any Vamper. He said, after last night's video, the WEF, he said, do you think it's possible that Bitcoin and crypto is all part of the Klaus Schwab agenda and we're playing right into it? My answer to that is no to Bitcoin, yes to crypto. What do you think?
Yeah, exact same thing. It's like, the way to get CBDCs into everyone's pockets is to get Bitcoin into everyone's pockets and then make them jump ship.
Yeah.
All we got to do is just not jump ship. Or not, like, oh, you only use CBDC at we're talking about the ATMs, the Bitcoin ATMs.
Yep.
There might be a future 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 5 years from now, where you have 2 gas stations and everyone's accepting a CBDC, but maybe only 1 out of 10 accepts Bitcoin. Well, you know what? I know what gas station I'm going to.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. Lazarus here said NFTs are just for y'all rich people. What do you think about that?
No, you can mint things for like 26 Cardano, 30 Cardano, 38 Cardano. Ethereum, yeah, sure, I'll give you that. $25 gas fee, $75 gas fee. Most of the world's out. Billions of people are out. But with Cardano, we're looking at a 1.7 Cardano fee. Maybe looking at 250, something like that. It's a lot equitable on Cardano. So yeah, go to Cardano. It's NFTs on Ethereum. Yeah, you can. I won't disagree with you. If you say they're only for rich people, I'm sure. But yeah, there's other chains for sure. Also Solana. Check out Solana.
Perfect.
And your question here.
Yeah, we'll hit this last question. I know you asked this last week, ways too fast for you. What are tips for buying rental real estate using crypto profits and stable coins? That is something we do a fair amount here at BitBoy Crypto Hit Network. We have a separate real estate arm. that we own rental properties. Generally, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can just sell Bitcoin, obviously, for dollars and then buy real estate for it. You can also take a loan out, and this is probably what most people would want to do because you probably don't want to part with your precious Bitcoins. You can take a loan out that through Coinbase, through Celsius, through a variety of different places that will give you, I think Coinbase pays about 40% loan to value on your Bitcoin. So you can pull about 40% of what your Bitcoin's worth. And then there's a small fee that you pay to service it monthly. And you can always roll the loan over. So you can pull that loan against your Bitcoin, go buy rental real estate, and then use the rental property to obviously pay back and service the loan. You can also use it to buy more Bitcoin and all sorts of different stuff. But rental real estate is one of the lowest taxed incomes you can possibly have. It's also very passive. There's a lot of tax advantages to holding real estate. And as we're seeing places like the World Economic Forum, BlackRock gathering up all the real estate, we use a lot of the same tactics with our investing, swim with the whales. That's what we use in Bitcoin and crypto. That grew our crypto portfolio. We're seeing the whales also scooping up a lot of real estate. So we're taking some of our profits and moving it into real estate. We see that as another hard asset similar to Bitcoin that also produces cash flow and returns that we can use to buy more Bitcoin. So there you go.
All right. And you can do what I did. It was I waited till January to cash out crypto. I was like,
smart.
That's a tax problem for next year because I am not going to be ready to pay a bunch of taxes in April. So I waited till January to take profits. Smart. Yeah, and I had some, stable on the side. So.
And there is something to be said for letting things season for at least a year if you guys hold crypto.
Yeah, and what I did is I like to call the old kick the can down the road strategy, and probably not a good one to take. Also, in most things in life,
not tax advice.
Not tax advice.
Talk to your
because I went to school for accounting. I'm the anti-accountant.
Get an attorney. Yeah, none of this is legal advice.
All right, that is all we got time for. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and NFT Alpha, make sure you're sub to that. Meta Money, Frankie Candles, all the channels here. Till next time, BitSquad. DZ out.